Hey, welcome to Sound 101. I'm Andrew from Deity Microphones, and today we are going to be doing 3 real-world audio hacks to up your wireless microphone game. Number 1, the elastic bandage. A lot of times you get on location and someone may be wearing an outfit that does not let you just clip the belt clip to the belt. So you have to use a transmitter holder. Well, if you don't have any, or if you're just starting out and you can't afford the really nice ones, like from Ursa, this is a good alternative. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to put it on my arm, and we're gonna treat it just as if it was a thigh or a calf or an ankle. So what you're gonna do is start by stretching a little bit of the material over, and we're just gonna wrap it around. I can now take my transmitter, place it down. What's nice about elastic bandages versus the professional straps is professional straps have these pockets. But it means if you want to place the transmitter in a certain place, you have to kind of think about where that pocket is going to end up when you're wrapping. With this, you can just make that pocket at any given time. So what I've got now is this all stretched out. My transmitter is completely covered, and I can just place those little hooks in. I now have the transmitter hooked up what could possibly be my calf, my ankle, my thigh, and it's in there. If you want to make this even more secure, what you can do is you can take that belt clip it around to around the edge of the fabric, and then wrap it around again. By wrapping this around again, you can actually kind of see it's kind of started to make a form around it, and actually started to smooth out the edges of the transmitter. So on something big like a thigh or your back, it's actually going to smooth it out across the clothing, and you're not going to see this giant bump. So there you go. I mean, this is a real simple little just technique that you can do for $1, and now all of a sudden you can start mounting your transmitters in places that aren't just the waist. One thing to remember though about these elastic bandages is if you have a sweaty actor, it can get really gross. Don't try to save it. Don't try to wash this thing. Just throw it away. It was $1. The next tip is a more sensitive subject matter, but we're gonna handle it very professionally here on the channel, and that is unlubricated condoms are your best friend on a film set because we can use this for water protection on our transmitter packs. You can also use rubber gloves if you don't have these laying around. What you're gonna wanna do is open it up and roll it over the transmitter. Now the secret here is get rid of the little belt clip. Belt clips can get in the way. We want to make this as nice, smooth as possible to not tear or rip the condom. Really make sure that we're completely sealed up and we're watertight. Now, when I say watertight, I don't mean you can submerge this. If it was raining or a really sweaty actor, you could actually put this on that person and you'd be fine. Now it comes time, we gotta seal this all up. We're gonna use electrical tape. What electrical tape is gonna have is several different properties that we actually like. One, it stretches and then it rips. What's nice about that is that when you stretch it, it actually compresses afterwards, which means it actually tightens. So when we actually wrap it around the rubber, which also tightens and gets compressed and pushes back, the two fighting forces kind of give you a real nice, good seal. So here we go. The lavalier may or may not be watertight depending on which one you're using, but that's gonna give you a nice seal. Water may get beaded up into here, but it's definitely not gonna get through. Again, this is good for rain, sweaty actors, working outside in the heat, or if you're working near water and you put this in an actor's pocket and they get splashed with water, you're not gonna be calling production telling them, hey, I need you to buy me a new transmitter. Little $1 condom is gonna save you a lot of hassle. So our last audio hack is also a DIY one, and what we're gonna do is out there on the market, there's a lot of these little things. This one's called an Ursa foamy. What you can see is a little hole. It's meant for a 4mm lavalier. That's fine if you've got 4mm lavaliers. But let's say you don't have 4mm lavaliers. Well, if you've got one of these, getting it in there, it's possible, but that's really, really hard. Again, I hit up the dollar store and I got these makeup sponges. I got a whole bag of them for $1, but you've got to do the hard work, and that is you got to take this little makeup sponge and you've got to cut it into that shape. First thing we got to do is cut this sucker almost in half, and as you can see, just cutting that foam really nice, just like that. I can get rid of that foam. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut all the excess material that we don't need off this guy. So, who's ready for a time lapse? Boom. And just like that, we've got this thing cut down and trimmed quite a bit. Now you'll notice I've cut mine into kind of this wedge shape. That's because I would use this when I'm miking up someone with a tie. This would go up into the knot. There's always that little dimple when you make a proper tie, and then this would hide up in the dimple of the tie. Now let's get the hole in the center. That's actually really easy, and that is, I'll use a flathead screwdriver. So you just gotta punch all the way through. And just like that, done. Here's our 6mm lavalier, and what we're gonna do is literally just put it right into the thing, and you'll see it's sliding in a lot easier than it would with the professional foamies and hush lavs. And just like that, we now have our own DIY version of a professional mount. And there you have it, 3 different hacks in order for you to get better audio. Remember, we got the elastic bandages, we've got the condom on the transmitter to keep it watertight, and we of course have the DIY lavalier mount that allows us to get a nice, quiet, isolated lavalier. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, don't forget like, follow, and subscribe on all the major social media platforms. Leave a comment below and tell us about what we should make our next video about. The best comment is going to win the VMic D3 Pro, our new on-camera microphone. I'm Mitch from Deity Microphones. Thank you for watching.